discussed in the annual meeting. The second item of concern, you're in receipt of a contract extension request from Salo Johnson and whoever, SJA, the architectural consultants. This comes about because the government imposed quite severe requirements for leadership in energy and environmental design, the so-called LEED, L-E-E-D. That has added all kinds of features, most of them quite expensive, and it added a whole flock of stuff to the design that if it was just a township job, you wouldn't even think about it. The letter requests explain this and a request for an additional $24,000 to complete the professional work necessary to meet this obligation. I understand that this request has been signed and returned to SJA. I've been working with SHPO, that's the State Historical Preservation Office, who also has to sign off on this game plan. We have a conditional clearance to proceed. As far as the archaeologist is concerned, the existing building is of no interest. The site does not need to be excavated looking for Native American whatevers. However, the historian, when he saw the overhead satellite pictures or whatever, noticed the building to the rear, the old town hall, and it perked up that big time. His current position is he wants to assure himself that we're not going to jigger up the old town hall, whatever he means by that. I've gone 2 rounds with 2 separate sets of drawings, words of one syllable explanation to him, and no banana. So what he wants is the architect to take a trip to St. Paul to explain to him eyeball to eyeball what this all means. Well, now you're talking a day's professional work on the road, blah, blah, blah. And I respectfully suggest, since I have occasion to go to St. Paul privately, that I go see the architect and or the civil engineer, whose drawings I have and have been using extensively. Just get an update of exactly how we would impinge, the construction would impinge on the town hall, the old town hall, so I can hand carry that argument right to the historian to shut him up once and for all. So that's where we're at. The writing team, in my opinion, has done an incredibly good job. The federal government agency made it very, very difficult in the language that they use, how they force you to do business. It has to be done serious and so on. So you don't know what the last set of questions are until you close all the pages before. Just a royal pain in the neck. But if we can get it into the government machine tomorrow, we are reasonably assured that we won't fall off the cliff because there's too many or whatever. So it's unfortunate that more time could have been devoted to keeping the supervisors, the township supervisors, and the citizens up to speed with what all has been going on, but it's flat out not been enough time. So, particularly to the lead writer, who did most of it while on vacation, to Glenn, our fire consultant, as well as firemen and the local people, the fire chief and the secretary in particular, put their tails off, and I think we owe them, the township owes them a debt of gratitude. That's all I have. I'll entertain any questions you might have.
this one, Mary, so we can all break?
Mr. Chairman, at the last meeting, we were going to look at a few other options. One of those suggested was that the chapel has a system that we need to look at. I've tried calling a couple of times over there, and I don't get an answering machine, and no answers. So if anybody has any ideas, I had a number, whatever is on their ad in the newsletter is the number that I called. If anybody has a better number, I can follow up with that. Otherwise,
You just have to go to church on Sunday.
that's what I was afraid you were going to say.
There's people there every Sunday morning.
You really want to talk about that.
So that was my next place to go. Otherwise, we're kind of didn't get much done this last month. But we need to meet again, and Matt's been on vacation for the last few weeks. He should be coming back, and we have to sit down and divvy up some responsibilities.
Anything to add with that one?
After Monday, I can help her with getting into the chapel and stuff, but until this grant is submitted, I've got one priority.
Too many things on.
Yeah.
You won't burn across the floor.
Okay. Chloriding of the roads. As I understand it, this is just a pretty simple thing. It's chloride was ordered and applied to a bunch of the roads, and it fell short. So somebody's just going to get more chloride.
If I may say something, Mr. Chair, the reason why we're adding more chloride this year is because the last two previous years we were putting on really scarce. So it needed that much more to do the job it needed to do. And that's why we're running over this year. A few thousand gallons more.
I forgot what the numbers were. It was
We're like 7,800 gallons now.
2,800.
Well, 10,800 gallons. We need
About 7,000 more. But we typically, from what I was told historically, we were doing up to 22 when we had Fair Island Road. Then you take that, take 6 or 7 off of that, you're still.
Well, the roads have been kind of overlooked for the last few years, so I don't see whether that's a problem.
And we are getting a